Hi, Ruben Saltzman with Structure Tech Home Inspections here. Today's topic is leaking shutoff valves. It's one of the more common things that we find as home inspectors, and whenever we find them on toilets, sinks, dripping valve, we tell people replace the valve. A lot of the time people kind of go, oh gosh, that's going to be a big deal. Really, this is quite simple. Thanks to the new push fit fittings, more commonly known as SharkBites. Now, SharkBite is a brand name. There's a bunch of brands that make push fit fittings. You got SharkBite. I've got here Watts makes, they call it a quick connect. A great name for one would be Kung Fu Grip. I didn't come up with that. That was my brother-in-law who had that idea. But a push fit fitting doesn't need any soldering. It doesn't need any wrenches. It does what the name implies. It pushes into place. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So if I were going to replace a leaking valve, the first thing I'd want to do is go to my water main and shut the water off. Next, I'd want to go to a couple of faucets, preferably one above the offending faucet and one below it, like this. And I'd open those faucets so I can drain the water out so I don't have water spurting out of my pipe when I'm ready to cut it. So you open some faucets, you drain some water out, and then you get your pipe cutter. You wouldn't want to use a Sawzall or a hacksaw because it's going to make a nasty cut. Get an actual tubing cutter. My personal favorite is the One Trick Pony. It's a tubing cutter made to cut one size of tubing. This is a 1/2 inch. It's got a little arrow on here. I'm going to put this on my pipe. You clamp it into place, and as you spin it, and you're going to be cutting right before the valve. As you spin this, it cuts as it goes around, and makes a nice clean cut. Next step, and this is actually required by code. I've got the Minnesota State Plumbing Code here, and I'm going to turn to section 605.3.3.3 for push fit fittings. And it says that pipe or tubing shall be cut square, chamfered, and reamed to full inside diameter. So it's not just a best practice to do this, it actually says it right in the plumbing code. We need to do this. So to do that, I've got one of these handy little tools here. First I'm going to ream the inside out, just to make it so that, well, when I'm taking my tubing cutter, it ends up kind of pushing in, and it makes it so that it's not a smooth interior. This will get it smooth. There, it's a nice smooth interior, and then we'll go on the other side. This is just getting the outside edge, and now it's a nice smooth edge, and now I'm ready to install my push fit fitting. But, well, actually there's one more step here. In the code, it tells me that the tubing shall be fully inserted into the fitting, and the tubing shall be marked at the shoulder of the fitting. So you can't just shove it right on, you actually need to mark it. Now, manufacturers come with these special, well, manufacturers make these tools where you can slip it over the edge of the pipe, and then it'll go right down to where you need to mark it, or you can just look up the manufacturer's instructions. For SharkBite, they say it needs to go into the pipe 15/16 of an inch. So we're going to go ahead and mark that here, right there, 15/16 of an inch, and then we're going to take the push fit fitting. This is the best part, and we're going to push it on. Now you notice there's this little white thing inside there, this little sleeve. You need that if you're going to put this in PEX tubing, and this is a universal device. It'll go on copper tubing, PEX tubing, and CPVC. You can use it on any of those. If you're going to use it on PEX, you need to have this little plastic device in there. It gives the pipe rigidity. And if you're using it on other materials, you can either leave it in there or you can pull it out. Doesn't matter. The manufacturer says, don't care. I'm going to leave it on. So the next step is to just take this, push the fitting into place so that the shoulder comes right to your line. Boom. That's it. I'm done. The project over. I have replaced my leaky valve. The valve is in the off position. Normally you'd connect your faucet line or whatever to this right now, but if you wanted to, you can go to your water main, you can turn your water back on, go shut off those faucets that you opened, and you should have no water coming out of here. Project complete. That's it. That's all. Piece of cake.